Okay, so first thing you want to do is go into Preferences and Add-ons and then turn on the Node Wrangler if you don't have that enabled, because that makes doing the shader stuff easier. Okay, so you want to load the model, allow the execution, add an area lamp so I can see what I'm doing better in rendered view. The first thing I'm actually going to talk about is the beanie, because that's something to do with Blender 4, I think, makes the beanie backwards, like the faces are inverted. So you have to select both parts of the beanie, then enter edit mode, hit A so everything's selected, then do Shift N, and then it will bring up recalculate normals and then click inside. And then once you are back out of edit mode, the beanie's fixed. All right, next you want to go into the compositor, enable nodes, then put some glare nodes in like this for threshold 1, and then add them together. That'll just make the eyes look a bit nicer. Make sure you're using cycles, then go on to view transform and color management, turn on AGX, medium contrast, and then play with the exposure for whatever brightness you want. And then if you want to be able to see a live preview of the compositing, what you want to do is you want to change this to 3D viewport, then turn on rendered view, then go into the dropdown and then enable the compositor here. If you want to see it without all the stuff in the way, you just do Shift-Alt-Z, and that will turn off all of the overlays in this little thing here. And then you can see what you're doing more clearly. All right, once that's done, you want to go back to layout, do Shift-A, add an empty plane axis, rename it to have gradient at the end so you know what it is. Then shift-click on the empty head so that you can right-click, snap selection active. Then click the axes again. Then shift-click on the eye rig, switch to pose mode, then regular click on the pivot bone. Then do Ctrl+P, and then that will set the parent, and then do bone, like that. Now, what this does is when you move the eyes around, the empty will move along with it, which means when you do the gradient will move along with the eyes as well. All right, once you're done with that part, you want to go back into object mode, switch to the shading tab, then navigate down into the eyes, eye elements, then click the top one so you can get into the oozy light shading material. All right, next you want to go into rendered view and then turn off the overlays so you can see better. Then with nodes, the first thing you want to add is a separate XYZ node like this. You do Ctrl+T and that will add texture coordinate mapping. It's from the Node Wrangler add-on. Then just remove the image texture, reconnect the vector, change this to object. Then you want to take object and set it to empty gradient. All right, next you want to add a math node, change it to multiply add, connect the Z to value, then change the multiplier to 2.35, change the add end to 0.15. Then you want to add a color ramp node, set the color 1 to this hex code, then set color 2 to this hex code, and then change the position to 0.125. You hook up value to factor, and then add a hue saturation value node afterwards, connect color to color, change the saturation to 1.1, and then you just have to connect color to color like this, change the strength value until it looks right in the compositing tab.